Hello, welcome to my bookshelf, and today I am super excited to share with you my TBR for the Booktubeathon. Now, I've never done a readathon before, so I'm pretty new at this, so I'm not sure exactly how everything works, but from my understanding, the Booktubeathon itself has very specific challenges that you can choose to do or not do, but it's all just about having fun and reading books. So if you want more information on what exactly the Booktubeathon is and what it consists of, you can check out the video that I will link in the description below, taking you to the official Booktubeathon video channel. So as far as the challenges, some of them pertain to the specific books that you choose to read during the Booktubeathon, but some of them are more like challenges to the reader. So, challenge yourself to read 7 books within the Booktubeathon week. So as far as this video goes, I'm just going to share with you the books that I have chosen, and I will also share with you which challenges they meet. So that being said, let's just get started. Okay, so the first book on my TBR is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Now this book fits several different challenges. One being that it is an extremely hyped book. I've heard just amazing things about this book from pretty much everyone that has read it. So I am very excited to see what the hype is all about. This also fits the category for reading about a character that is different from yourself. And considering this book is about a 16-year-old homosexual boy that is very different from me being a straight woman. So I've never been a 16-year-old boy, and I've never been homosexual, so it's very different on many levels for me. So it'll be a very interesting read on multiple levels, which is always really exciting for me. I always try to pick some diverse books in many different kinds of ways. So this has a lot of awesome challenges all wrapped up into one wonderful package. The next book on my TBR is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. And this, as you can probably tell by all the awards, is also a very hyped book. So it definitely meets that challenge. But on top of it, this also meets the challenge for a book that I got because of the cover. Even before I knew what it was about, I saw the beautiful script and the font of the cover and the title that I just love it. I just think it's so pretty. It's like calligraphy, actually, and I love beautiful fonts, and so it really just stuck out to me. And I think that my library copy does not do it justice. I think it's just so cool looking. But yeah, all I know about this is that it's about 2 boys that become friends, and it's kind of about them and their friendship and them discovering the world. Moving right along, the next book on my TBR is The Unseen World by Liz Moore. This is a book that I saw at the library and I picked up because of the cover specifically. I actually hadn't heard of this book before, so I'm not really sure if it's hyped at all, but it sounds really interesting to me. So this woman is just trying to discover things about her father. He has this mysterious past, I guess, and she's trying to uncover it. So it's kind of mysterious and thrilling, at least from what I can tell from the synopsis. But I think it's wonderful to read a book about a father-daughter relationship, because I personally don't read that many books about that kind of relationship. And so it's very exciting to read one. And the only other thing I know about this book is that it's told in a somewhat unique way. I believe that there's flashbacks to her childhood, being raised by her father and being homeschooled. So they had their own little world, probably unseen world, that they shared together. And so it sounds really interesting to me. We'll have to find out. But this book also actually meets the challenge of having a person on the cover. So again, many challenges are met with each book. Okay, the next book on my TBR is a book that I've been meaning to pick up for a long time now, and that is Cress by Marissa Meyer. And this is, of course, the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles. I read Cinder and Scarlet at the beginning of this year, and they were actually one of the first books I read you know, after I started my YouTube channel. So it's been a while, and I've taken a few months break from the series, and really not on purpose. It was just because my library didn't have this in. Someone else must have been reading it for a while, and every time that I checked in, I kind of gave up on it, kind of forgot about like checking the library because I was getting frustrated that it wasn't there. But it was finally there, so yay! I can finally read more in this series. So we'll see what happens. And the only thing that I'm going to say about this series is that it's this, you know, fairy tale retellings, but with like a science fiction futuristic twist. And it's also got a lot of fantasy elements in it too while I'm thinking about it. So there's a lot of things going on, and I just think that the world that Marissa Meyer has created is very interesting. And I'm just so excited to find out what happens next and to meet new characters and to see how they all interact with each other. I think the idea is really cool, and so I'm very excited to continue. And as you can tell from the cover, this is centering on Rapunzel, whereas the first one was Cinderella and the second one was Red Riding Hood. So, okay, so the next book on my TBR is 3 Years with the Rat by J. Hosking. And this is actually a book that I know almost nothing about. I know that a woman goes missing, but that's about it. I got it because of the cover. Well, like when you look at the spine, it really jumps out to you. And then you look at the cover, it's very simple, but I love the fact that it's a maze, and, you know, the is sideways. It just, I don't know, it jumps out to me. It's very simple, but I like things that way. But what really got me to, you know, check out this book was when I looked at the author. If you read his little blurb, it says that he has a PhD in neuroscience, and he did that teaching rats how to gamble and studying the neurobiological basis of choice. And I read that, and I knew that I wanted to read anything from him, honestly. I think I would want to read some of his research just from that. It's just, I love psychology and I love neuroscience, and so I'm just fascinated to see those kinds of interests be put into a novel. So I'm very excited to read this book, and it's also very short for a book, so I'm very interested to see what the story is about and if it's good and if it really does use his educational background in it. I'm not really sure, but it'll be interesting to say the least. And so the last two books on my TBR I'm not going to go into great detail about because they're actually books that are on my July TBR. So I've talked about them a couple times now because my July TBR consists of books that I didn't finish in previous TBRs. So I'm sure you've seen these books before. But they're books that I have not started so far in the month of July. So I figured that I could, you know, knock out two birds with one stone and add them to my Booktubeathon TBR as well. So those would be A Cure for Suicide by Jessie Ball. All I really know about this is that there's a mysterious village and it kind of has dystopian vibes from the synopsis I read. So it's very mysterious, very unusual. You're not really sure what's going on or what the society is like, and it's just kind of figuring all that out. And those sound super interesting to me, so I'm very excited to see what kind of story this actually is. So, this also was actually a book that I picked up originally because of the cover. I mean, it's very trippy, very cool. So, there's that one. And the very last book on my TBR is Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. And this is pretty straightforward. It's just her memoir. So she's an awesome actress, an amazing singer, and hopefully an awesome author. So I wanted to read her memoir, and I'm hoping that it is as good as her movies are, you know? I mean, I'm assuming that this will be really enjoyable as well because everything I've seen her in has been awesome. So, and just, you know, seeing her even in interviews, she just seems so interesting and so down to earth and just real. And so I'm assuming her memoir will be the same way and be just as interesting to read. Alright, so that was my TBR for the Booktubeathon. I am starting to realize just how many books I am attempting to read in July. It's not looking so great so far, but I'm hoping that with the Booktubeathon excitement that it will push me to read not only the books that I have picked for this specific TBR, but also the books I just have in my July TBR, because I'm running out of time and not a whole lot of those books are finished. So need to work on that as well. But I am really hoping that the Booktubeathon will inspire me to read any chance that I have instead of, pushing it off until the last minute. So I am very excited for the Booktubeathon, and I hope to see everyone else's videos and to see what everyone else wants to read and just everything that's put out for this Booktubeathon. I'm very excited to be a part of it this year. So that being said, thank you for watching this video, and until next time.